Hello, English 1301. My name is Lauren Raymond, and today I will be discussing logical fallacies. So, just to explain what a logical fallacy is, it's an irrelevant argument used by an author that negates any form of logic in what they're saying. These can be distracting to the reader, and this can be distracting as in their presence is distracting. They might be so over the top that it's hard to understand what's going on, or it could be distracting as in it's swaying the reader in a way that is false and could distract what the overall argument is trying to say. Logical fallacies lack necessary evidence to support the claims they make. And some examples of logical fallacies are slippery slope, hasty generalization, circular argument, either or, ad hominem, ad populum, or the bandwagon fallacy, red herring, and straw man. And these are only a few of all of the ones that are out there, but for the sake of this presentation, I will only be talking about ad hominem and hasty generalization. So the first fallacy that I will be discussing is ad hominem, and this is when the author targets something unrelated to the argument of the opposing view. Some alternate names are character assassination, abusive fallacy, or refutation by caricature. And this is used when the author attacks part of the opponent's life or personality or even appearance instead of something in their actual view. It's unrelated and irrelevant. It's very common in politics, you'll see, and this is when one party may distract the audience by mentioning something totally irrelevant to what's going on in the argument. Some ad hominem examples that I found were, my opponent suggests that lowering taxes will be a good idea. This is coming from a woman who eats a pint of Ben & Jerry's each night. I found this example on logicallyfallacious.com, and this is totally absurd because the fact that she eats ice cream every night doesn't really matter at all to what she has to say about lowering taxes. They're completely irrelevant. But the second example that I have is, can you imagine that? The face of our next president? I mean, she's a woman, and I'm not supposed to say bad things, but really, folks, come on. Are we serious? And this is from Donald Trump in a debate a couple years back. In this debate, he is attacking her personal appearance instead of her policies, and I'm not entirely sure what her policies were, but from the standpoint of a good argument, I think this is the wrong way to approach that, regardless of the politics involved. It doesn't have anything to do with what she is saying. The next fallacy that I will be discussing is hasty generalizations. And this is when the author makes a statement based on a small amount of supporting data. Some alternate names for this fallacy are inductive generalization, unrepresentative sample, or lonely fact fallacy. It's very common to use this fallacy when discussing statistical evidence. This is when you have a small sample and something might be true about this sample, but the generalization is when you apply it to the whole population, and it doesn't always necessarily apply. Some examples of hasty generalization are 4 out of 5 dentists recommend Happy Glossy Smiley toothpaste brand, therefore it must be the best. I found this also on logicallyfallacious.com. A generalized statement like this could be misleading in an argument. There's a possibility that only 5 dentists were asked, and where I got this fallacy discusses that when 1,000 dentists are interviewed about this toothpaste, only 20% of them could agree. So it might just be statistical error that 4 out of 5 happen to do that. Another example that I see all over my Facebook is all pit bulls are dangerous animals and shouldn't be adopted. And making a generalized statement like this can be very dangerous to the breed. And while I know that there are cases of pit bulls being aggressive, it's not necessarily conducive to the entire breed as a whole. And that this type of fallacy can also be seen in political arguments regarding different races and ethnicities, especially right now. And I won't list any, but I'm sure that you can think of some that are going on right now. This is my works cited page, and have a nice day. Thank you for listening/watching, and thanks.